you are a Power BI enthusiast or you are learning Power BI and preparing for interviews, then this video is going to be a one-stop solution for you. Trust me, watch out this video till the end because I'm going to explain the top 10 interview questions that are asked to a Power BI professional. Whether you are joining as a Power BI developer, as a data analyst, as a business analyst, or even as a data scientist, but if you have Power BI as one of your skills, what are the Power BI related interview questions that you might get asked? This video is for that. Apart from the top 10 interview questions asked, I'm also going to discuss various bonus questions, and we have a very major announcement. Please watch out this video till the end because whoever is watching this video is going to be beneficial from it, because it's going to be a very major announcement and the first announcement of 2024. So before getting into the video, just a disclaimer that these are top 10 questions designed by me. Exact question will be asked to you or not is something that is debatable. I cannot confirm on that, but this is something which I ask when I take interviews. So if you are preparing these questions, I'm pretty much sure this will be helpful. Let's start from the basics. The very first question that you will be getting is talk about yourself, where you need to talk about yourself. Well, I'm not going to get into this topic. I have already explained this as part of another video. In case you have not seen it, link will be in the description. Jumping into the first technical question. The very first technical question which I ask is, pick one of the projects from your resume. It could be your personal project, it could be one of your projects from your companies, and explain me. So how to explain a project so that you do not take much time in the interviews and you also pass on most important information to the interviewer so that he gains a confidence in your profile. He gains a confidence that yes, you are the one whom he is looking for. How to answer this question will be covered as part of this video, but at the end of this video, so stay tuned till the end. Jumping into the next question, which is the second question. Well, starting from second question till the 10th question, do not worry about the orders. It could be random because in interviews, interviewers ask questions very randomly, right? So you cannot expect first this, second this, third this, nothing like that. These are the numberings based on me, so don't worry about it. So second question is, explain the difference between calculated column and a measure. Well, this is one of the simplest questions to get started with because interviewers always start with a very easy question and then they slowly get into the difficulties. The level of difficulties increases slowly, right? So how do we answer this question? Again, all of the questions that we are discussing, I can actually take 1 hour, 2 hours to explain, but your explanations to the interviewer has to be very concise with the most amount of information given to the interviewer. So start answering this question very simply. Let's say we talk about a table. Let's say we're talking about a customer table. We have age, we have name, we have gender, we have blah. Let's say you want to find the total number of records, which is a table level context, or you want to find the total salary, or you want to find the total salary for male customers, the average salary of female customers. Now, in simple terms, let's say average salary of female customers. In SQL, it is very simple. Select average of salary from the table where gender equals to female. This is what you do in SQL. In Power BI, what we do is we create DAX functions, calculate of average of salary, and then with a filter, gender equals to female. Now this is something that is being calculated on the table level, so it is called as a measure. So we will be using a measure. What is a calculated column? Calculated column is something that you do on a row level. For example, you have a column called as age. You want to create another column which is age underscore bins. So anybody who lies between 0 to 20 will be having 0 to 20, 21 to 40, 41 to 60. So each and every value will have a corresponding value in the age bins column. So you're creating a new column out of an old column. You are deriving a new column, and this is with the context of row. That's why it is called as a calculated column. Well, keep changing the answers based on your style. I'm just giving you an idea on the questions, right? Coming on to the third question, which is how to handle missing values. Now, do not answer these questions from a textbook point of view that you have studied this and you're going to repeat the same thing. No, always answer based on your experience. If you're an experienced professional, while doing some projects, you have manually handled missing values either in the Python notebook. When you got the data, you handled everything in the Python notebook, you transformed everything and got the data into Power BI. In that case, you can always explain that I have done this in Python in my previous projects, but that is doable in Power BI as well in the Power Query editor. There is an option called as replace values. There are options of creating measures. You can create average measures or median measures and use that dynamically as part of the replace function. Everything is possible in Power Query editor. So answer based on your experience. Things are possible in Power BI, things are possible in Python based on your experience where you have dealt with handling missing values. Talk about that story. The next question is going to be again very basic, but the level of difficulty keeps on moving from there. The more number of questions that you start answering, interviewers will go deep and deep and deep. The next question is, what is DAX? And give an example of a DAX. So in simple terms, DAX is data analysis expressions, right? We have used it in Excel. We are using it in Power BI. Very simple functionality. How do we create DAX? Let's say you are going to create a DAX for total salary, or let's say you want to find the total charges of female customers. Now what you can do is you can go to the data tab, click on the three dots, create a measure, and then you can start working on the DAX functions, data analysis expression functions. There are methods, there are functions called as calculate, sum, filter, many time intelligence functions. There are many DAX functions. More than 250, 300 DAX functions are already there inbuilt in Power BI. You can just give an example of a particular scenario and explain them. So one of the examples that I will explain is total charges for female customers. What I'm going to do is create a measure, calculate sum total charges, and in the filter gender equals to female. Nobody is going to ask you to write down the code manually because working on DAX in Power BI is very simple. Once you get started with Power BI, once you get started with the measures and columns, it already gives you the expressions and how to work on it. So if you are able to write the pseudo codes, then well and good. The next question is going to be, how do you disable a graph that is changing dynamically? For example, you have a dashboard, you have multiple slicers, year, month, city, blah, blah, blah. There are multiple graphs. You want one of the graphs not to change based on the slicers. Let's say you are selecting year, that graph should not change. How can we do it? Well, if you know the answers, pause this video right now and let me know in the comment section. Now, to answer this, there is an option in Power BI called as Edit Interactions. Now, you can simply go to the Format options, click on Edit Interactions, and then you will be getting a symbol where you can actually disable that graph. Click on it, click on the slicer, and it is very simple. Well, Edit Interactions has been explained in one of my other videos. I'll leave the link in the description below. Now, the level of complexity keeps increasing little bit. You might get two directions into the interviews. Some interviewers ask with the preset questions. Some interviews, they improvise themselves and start asking questions with respect to a particular topic that they have already asked. So here you might get into this direction or this direction. If you get into this direction, they will keep asking you about row level security and various other things. If you are in this direction, your interviewer is in this direction, they'll probably ask more about DAX functions. What are time intelligence functions? What are X versus non-X functions? What is total YTD? What is total QTD? What is sum versus sum X? So try to work on those kind of things as well. So moving into the sixth question, which is going to be explain RLS and how do you implement RLS. Well, RLS is row level security. So a simple scenario is, let's say you are working on different customers of India, Hong Kong, China, Pakistan, Europe, something like that, right? You have created a dashboard which is generic and that has to be used by different users, Indian users, German users, Hong Kong users. If you want to restrict Indian users to only see the Indian related data and German users to only see the German related data, then you can implement the RLS feature. RLS is very simple. You can easily go and watch out this video. The video will be in the description. How RLS is implemented is very simple. But a most important question that is asked in interviews, and many people do not know how to implement RLS. The next question is going to be, explain the process of publishing the report. Well, this is a very simple question to answer. What you can do is you can answer the basic concepts behind Power BI Desktop and Power BI Service, and tell that once your dashboard is ready, when we go and click on publish, once we click on publish, then it basically asks for a workspace where we need to publish this, and we select the workspace, and then in that workspace our report and the data set and the semantic model, all of them are published there. So if you want to access that from Power BI Service, go to app.powerbi.com, go to your workspace, and you will be able to access the report. Well, I'm just giving answers very concisely. In your case, try to explain a little bit more and do not be very fast with your responses. Take time. When they're asking about RLS, take time, talk about the report, then talk about how to implement it, what are the advantages of RLS, what exactly is RLS, and blah blah blah. Similarly, how to publish a report. So try to take time and explain. Take your time, because the faster you answer, the more questions you get in an interviews, right? So take time. At least take 5-10 minutes to answer one question. The next question is going to be 8th question, how to create relationships in Power BI. Well, in Power BI there are functionalities like joins and merge and all those things. Apart from that, there are relationship tab in Power BI, and in the relationship tab you can actually connect two different data sources based on a common column. When you drag and drop, let's say you drag this, let's say you have two tables, customer ID here and customer ID here, and you want to drag this to this, automatically you will be able to see an option of cardinality. There are multiple cardinalities, one to one, one to many, many to one, many to many. So based on what you have, you can do that. One to one simply means one customer ID there is mapped with one customer ID here. One to many is one customer ID here having multiple customer IDs here. A simple example is customers and orders table. Here in the customers table you have one customer, unique customer. In your orders table, one customer might have multiple orders, so you can have multiple orders, so it will be a one to many cardinality. So creating relationships is very simple. By default, Power BI to certain extent creates relationships automatically, but in case you don't see that relationships being created, you can also create it. How to schedule refresh in Power BI? Well, this is again one of the questions which many people don't know how to answer, or they have not tried it, especially freshers who do not have a Power BI Pro account. So very simple technique, you just have to go to app.powerbi.com. Once your data set or your report is published, just go to your workspace, go to your semantic model, click on 3 dots, settings, and then there you will be able to schedule refresh. There are multiple options available there, daily, weekly, monthly. So choose your options, choose the timings. If you want to send a report to somebody, you can choose that, and it's going to be very simple. Last question, number 10, is how to perform join operations. Well, in the Power Query editor, there is an option of appending and merging. You can just go to, let's say you have two data sets with same columns, you want to append, you can choose the append one. If you want to join two tables, customers and orders, you want to join them, left join or inner join or right join, you can use the merge options. Well, on joins, I have dedicated videos. Again, those videos will be a part in the description. So you can go ahead and watch it out. I'm not going to waste a lot of time in explaining these concepts in this video. Now talking about bonus question. Bonus question is something that I ask a lot of people in the interviews. Again, this question is very good. Trust me. Good practices in Power BI. What are the good practices in Power BI that you should follow? Now there are many, 10, 20, 30 good practices. Just talk about 3 or 4 or maybe 4 or 5 points to the interviewers. So the first good practice I will be talking about is very simple. Let's say you are taking multiple data sources. You have multiple data sources in your multiple queries in your data tab. Let's say you are creating measures on table 1, on table 3, on table 5. You are combining table 1 and table 3 and creating a measure. So always create a blank query under the blank query, go ahead and create your measures. So all the measures should be a part of your new blank query. In that way, you can track all your measures and you will not be confused, because going through each and every data query and then checking where are the measures, it's a bit confusing. So this is one of the good practices. The second good practices is going to be restrict the number of visuals on your dashboard, on your report. Do not have clumsy dashboards like pie chart, pie chart, pie chart, pie chart, bar chart, 10 to 12 graphs in one dashboard. Nobody likes it. Restrict the visuals, only show the important things, and try to include some of the features of Power BI like tooltips or drill throughs and add them. On how to do tooltips and drill throughs, again I have a video, I'll be sharing that in the description. The third good practices is going to be visualizations. Always use certified visuals. This is the visualization tab. Just go to the three dots. You will be able to open the visualization marketplace. Here you can see multiple visualizations available. Please only use the certified visuals. Those are certified by Microsoft Power BI. The certified ones are visible as blue buttons. The fourth important point is whenever you are working on a live database. What do you mean by live? Live means database which is having live data, live inserts, live updates, live deletes, live operations happening. You are directly using that data source in your dashboard and working on it. Always choose import mode. Do not use direct query, because every time you start fetching the data, it refreshes. It will be very annoying. Use import mode. Once your dashboard is ready, you can always switch to direct query within few seconds. Apart from that, there are many other good practices. Always create dashboards based on what the customer likes, not based on what you like. You always have to prepare based on the customers. If the customers like dark mode, create accordingly. If they like light mode, create accordingly. Always take feedbacks, create sketches, show them, get a feedback and start working on it. And apart from that, there are many other good practices. If you know some other good practices, let me know in the comment section. Now we'll take a short break, 1 second break, and then we'll jump into the first question that is yet unanswered. Now jumping back to the first question that was unanswered so far. Explain me a bit about your latest Power BI project. Well, how to answer that? Let's say I am the interviewee. I came for an interview and they asked me this particular thing on how I did my Power BI project. So always make sure you explain the business understanding, what you are exactly trying to do. Let's say you are doing a churn analysis thing. You are analyzing the customer's churn data, who are churned, who are not churned, and how are you approaching this problem. You start creating a sketch, you show it to the client or your higher management, get an approval, start working on it. You identify your data sources. You identify that the data sources are coming from this database. You have a Python script running which basically transforms the data, stores it back to the database, the transformed data, and you're getting the transformed data to your Power BI and you start working on the dashboard. So start talking about 1 or 2 pages. I created something like this. I have a home page with multiple buttons, which page navigations. If you click on this, you will be going to the client summary page where you will be able to see the client details. If you click on the churner page, you will go to the churner page where you will see all the information about the customers who have churned. Talk about some of the important KPIs. Let's say churn rate, senior citizen churn rate, the average salary, the total salary, total number of records, how many are churned, how many are not churned, age versus churn. Talk about all these kind of things and then tell what was the business problem, how did you solve this, how did you take feedbacks from your client, how did you improvise this, how did you publish the report, how many team members were part of this project, and so on. So that's all about this particular video. I wanted to have it very short. I could not help. It's more than 20 minutes. So talking about the last piece and then we can wind up this video. The last piece is going to be the important announcement. What is the announcement? The announcement is very simple. Now talking about the announcement, we Apart from these top 10 interview questions, there are many other interview questions that you might get. So I have curated a list of more than 100-120 interview questions. The guidebook will be a part of the description. Click and download and enjoy. Apart from that, in case you are also in your journey to give the PL300 certification exam, which is the lone data analytics Microsoft Power BI certification exam by Azure, then you can also click in the description. I have curated a list of PL300 questions that helps you in preparation for that exam. These two announcements are not enough. Apart from that, you will also get a Google form. Fill it out. Top 20 people randomly, top 20 people will be getting my Power BI course completely for free. Apart from that, all the other users who have filled the form, in case you are not the lucky winners, you are not the top 20 lucky winners, you still get a huge discount on my data analytics masters program, which is quoted at $299. I'm going to give you at $50, which costs around 3,000-4,000 Indian rupees. You get 55 to 60 hours of program videos, you get 24/7 chat support, you get interview preparation, a lot of things. I'll leave the link in the description, you can go through it. That's all about this particular video. In case you like it, please like, share and subscribe the channel, and please send this to all of your friends, colleagues, different groups, post it on LinkedIn, tag me, because my videos are not getting that reach. I'm putting a lot of efforts, so I'm just hoping that I get help from you in order to get a proper reach. See you in the next video. Till then, bye bye.